This channel and the content on it was created for adults only, 18 plus. We don't promote or condone any illegal activity or the use of any illegal substance. This was created for informational and educational purpose only. This channel and the content on it was created for adults only, 18 plus. We don't promote or condone any illegal activity or the use of any illegal substance. This was created for informational and educational purpose only.
Smoking in the morning, smoking in the evening, smoking when I want to, smoking at the beach. Now I'm from California, we grow it every season. Our plants we need to feed, and we grow it for a reason, because we love our homegrown. We grow apart, we're in our garden, tending to our crop. We love our homegrown.
Oh, I said Friday. Happy Wednesday. No,
I was not. Oh, you're can't hear you. Your mic is muted. There we go.
There we go. Better?
Yes, much better.
I said, I wish it was
everyone.
Friday.
Yes, happy Wednesday. Mom will figure out what time of day it is.
That's right.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I don't know if anybody.
Great show ahead.
Yeah, we do.
There we go. Okay. I had to move.
Can anybody tell who we got?
There we go.
We have BudTrainer.
BudTrainer in the house.
Well, that was a hell of an introduction, I must say.
We have so we got Curtis from BudTrainer on tonight.
Yes.
Yes. It's a little bit too late for H. It's past his bedtime.
Yeah.
So
he's not up with the cool kids.
Fair enough.
That's right. That's right.
Black Eye, Norma G, Moy again. Hello, Ads Factor. Who else we got in here? Traptor, Barbed Wire, J Rats, Green Elder, Alicia. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
420 Home Grower. Look at this. Frankie's. All the cool kids are here tonight.
Did you see Frankie's
this is
Frankie's video?
Fun.
The I'm a Home Grower? Yes.
Oh, Mama got booted.
I grow with my daughter.
What? I got booted?
No, you're still here. Bunny's frozen, but you're still here.
Bunny's frozen. See, she's blaming me.
See what happens when we let her talk.
Oh my goodness. I was playing with my lighting earlier, but then the sun went down, so now it's all different. So I apologize. I'll try and keep my hands off, but it's bugging me.
All right. You're good. We're all good.
All right, Bunny's back.
Yes, I had to switch to my data for some reason.
Well, I think we're starting off this night wonderfully, guys.
We are. Yeah, we're good now. We're good. Let's roll.
All right, let's bring the man of the hour in. Kurt.
Hello.
Happy Friday. It's Wednesday. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
No.
Is he
You're
muted?
starting off like we did.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
There you now.
Yes.
Something
Awesome.
in the air
No, I was
tonight.
just saying that that intro video is awesome. I didn't expect a welcome like that, so appreciate you guys throwing that together.
Hell yeah. I think that
you're
was
very
Mama that made
welcome.
that.
That
Mama
was
and Bunny
Mama.
always seem to take care of all the like promotional video stuff. So
Yeah.
You're
they're killing
the
it on
dude.
that
You go
side.
dig a hole somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So how you been?
Curtis, welcome.
Thank you for having me. What's going on, guys?
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for joining us. We've had you on the shows in the past, but on Instagram. So this is your first YouTube with us. So welcome.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm loving the show. I love the main intro too. Whoever's doing it is doing a good job, so they deserve some credit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's nice to hear because we just go with things and see.
We wait for the feedback, and if it's not bad, then we keep doing it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anybody that's not familiar with BudTrainer, why don't you give us a quick little introduction of yourself and the company?
Yeah, absolutely. So H is the main creator of BudTrainer, and he started it up about 3 or 4 years ago after he went to Niagara College for commercial cannabis growth. So he took all that information that he learned in an education setting and brought it to the home growing world, because he originally was super frustrated trying to piece all together, the different articles and different grow science techniques, and then incorporate some of the low stress training stuff into that as well. So we actually started off with just the fabric pots with the grommets, and then some pretty standard green garden ties, and then built more of a brand around training in general. Got the bud clips in, which really were exciting to sell, especially once they became injection mold. They were super strong. They had a softer angle than a lot of our competitors, which helped reduce the amount of branches broke, but still got the desired effect of widening up that canopy, getting more airflow, more light exposure, and stuff like that. So we're kind of all about educating people on how to grow really high quality cannabis at home, and trying to connect with people like you that have had good experiences with our products, and we can hang out like this. So
yeah, here they are, the most amazing clips I have ever used. These things.
Yeah, let me grab one quick here too, just to show everybody. This one's not quite released yet, but we're using on the extra large size, just for those
Mama's
who grow really big. Really big
That's
plants.
that's
Not
when you want to go
everybody can-
train the. That's when you want to go
What's that?
train the maple tree on the front lawn.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, we were
I
actually
love
driving.
it.
We were driving home from Niagara College. We have a study on the bud clips in a more commercial setting that happened last year, so we'll be releasing a video on the results of that, which will be really fun. But H and I were just kind of talking about cool ways we could promote, the bud clips, or do a video announcing this study. And I was like, you know what? I want a really big bud clip. And I figured he'd make me something like the size of a VHS or something like that, right? And then he comes out with this thing. It's as big as my arm. It was amazing.
Is that 3D printed?
Yeah, it took him like 32 hours or something to print it. But
wow.
That's
yeah.
awesome. I was going to ask you how long it took.
Yeah, it was printed in 3 pieces too, so it's quite the ordeal over there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you'd have to have a big machine to do something like that, I would think, in one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he's really good with those 3D printers. I mean, our bud clips started off 3D printed. Our bud cups as well started off 3D printed, and it's not something we really want to bring to market just because it's not as strong as an injection mold. But as far as making prototypes go, or just fun projects like that, it definitely gets the job done.
Yeah, I think you guys did really good. I think with your the bud cup prototypes.
Yeah. They were fun to test.
I haven't held one in my hand yet, but I mean, based off of what I can see and what I've seen of Mama's, they look really good.
Yeah, no, we're super excited about April right now. It's always a fun time, especially for North Americans, it's the beginning of, the spring months, and, a lot of optimism around that just in general. And now we got this product release timed up with it. We're working really hard behind the scenes to get together on that Bud Cups Cup idea. So we're, really, really excited for this kind of spring and summer season for sure.
Yeah, you guys had a little bit of an issue with that launch, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it was going great for about 60 days. And as soon as the campaign ended, they, kind of brought up some policy issues that, we're not lawyers, right? We don't dig our teeth into the fine print. So that's on us, partially. But we did consult with a lot of people that are in the cannabis space that used Indiegogo. And we were told by a lot of them that it was cannabis friendly. And then, there was another issue with just getting to the final goal. So, I mean, in the end, it worked out. I think credit to a lot of the people who backed the Bud Cups campaign, because they weren't just hearing complaints from us about the inconvenience it was going to cause. And we have a couple other team members that were working hard behind the scenes that are kind of experienced with figuring out a common sense solution, even though maybe the first, option they gave us didn't really seem like common sense, but worked it out in the end. So it's all good.
Nice. So you're still on track for the same time frame?
Yeah, we, I mean, we're super open and transparent. So like sometimes we almost give too many updates and set expectations, and then people, I mean, we had a couple comments saying that this whole thing was kind of misleading with what happened with the Indiegogo, but it's just like, we're giving you updates in real time. So as far as still being on track goes, originally our goal on Indiegogo was a fixed goal, meaning if we didn't get fully funded within the first 30 days, we'd have to give all the money back, and we just wouldn't do the project. And our assumption was that if we couldn't do that pre-sale, the product maybe wasn't something the market was looking for. Yeah. Within that first 30 days, we didn't hit our money target on Indiegogo, but a lot of our retailers and distributors reached out, along with us reaching out to them. They got super excited about it. We had a lot of growers say that, they're excited for when they're going to come out, but not necessarily something that they're going to pre-order, which I totally understand, right? So anyways, we decided to go ahead with the mold because of all that extra interest outside of Indiegogo. So all the processes actually started a bit earlier than we initially planned, and we're just kind of going through figuring out packaging now and getting that first order, and everybody who backed that campaign or pre-ordered is going to get that first batch. So we're hoping, it sells out, not right away, but close enough to that next shipment coming in that everybody can get some if they want them.
Nice.
And then you also came out with the black ones as well. You listen to your customers that requested black, and lo and behold, you guys created it.
Yeah, no, and I mean, they're both our kind of brand colors. So
yeah.
And the other benefits made a pretty obvious decision. We're not too worried about the yellow attracting pests, especially for an indoors thing, but that is a concern with some yellow colors. That's why the sticky traps are yellow, right? And then the black's also going to attract a little bit more heat, which seedlings like anyways. So, maybe one day we'll get like a full spectrum of colors in addition, because a lot of people said they want to color code their strains. So that's something we'll definitely think about. But yeah, we're super excited right now just because appreciate that. It's the first launch we've done in a while, and it's kind of got us re-excited about thinking up new ideas and kind of add-ons that kind of fit into the existing cycle.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. I gotta get me a black BudTrainer
there to show? I left mine upstairs. I had to move for the internet.
Yeah, I got the new samples. 1 second here.
Yeah, they're really neat. Mine are upstairs. I had to quickly rush down to.
I love the whole being able to see the roots without damaging them. I'm very, especially my solo cups. I'm always at least
so
this way I don't damage it.
I'll take this opportunity to flex the Kurt versus H plan again. So for those of you following, H and I started up another competition internally here, and yeah, I'm doing pretty well compared to his. But this is the new sample that we've got. Again, just pop the bottom. All those roots are doing really well.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and then pop it back in.
So you can check your roots, and it doesn't damage the roots. You just push it up. You can check, is it full? And it, you know, for a new grower, that is amazing, because we're snoops. We want to see everything, you know,
For sure.
older growers as well, but more so when you're new, because it's like, oh, what are the roots doing and what color are they? And they're supposed to be, you know, you freak out about this stuff. So it's nice to be able to have a little peek and see where they are.
But how many times have you tried to pop those out of a solo cup and the roots have grown through the holes you've cut or melted or whatever?
Or
and
they
then
wrap
you end up,
right?
and then you try to like pull it out, and then the whole thing like blows up in your hand, and you're like left with a mess, and your roots are all busted and shitty. And yeah, that's a great idea.
No, I'm a big culprit of starting too many seeds, but not wanting to kill off like the stragglers. So what I'll do is I'll transplant the best ones into my 3-gallon pots, but then I'll keep all my other ones as kind of backup still, because I don't want to kill them since I've got them to like 3 or 4 weeks, right? So if you leave them in the solo cups, like those roots are going to just wrap around and become a little bit more root bound as well. You know, it's not great drainage with how flat the bottom of those cups are, even with the holes on the sides, unless you're you know, watering till runoff and have a little like riser almost for them. You're not going to get that drainage that you can get with these.
Well, the inner circle, the very bottom, is tapered, so the water will just run off beautifully. It doesn't sit. Your roots aren't sitting in there, and then at the bottom, there's like these little legs, so you always have that airflow underneath as well. It's beautifully designed.
Yeah, so you guys built that stand-in that you were just talking about.
Yeah,
that's built right into the cups, which is
so you see that's got those little notches there. So yeah, that's a full almost ½ inch raised off the bottom. So you can, as long as you're not filling up your whole tray underneath with water, it's not going to go back up to the roots.
Well, when we were speaking with H, when you were doing the launch, he also suggested to take some wire and hook it on the bottom to do some training. So if you've got a big plant, you can do some training, use those little notches.
Absolutely. I've got a couple bud clips going on my plant, but he's going to have to pull some tricks out of his sleeve to catch up, because he's pretty far behind.
He's going to have to start breaking out the science soon.
Who won last year? Who was the winner last year?
Well, he technically won last year. I have to add that he did kill one of his plants. So we started off with 4. He only ended with 3, which is even more embarrassing that I lost on yield. Now, he was using a nice brand new light. I had never really had a grow that, you know, I would call something that I'd really want to consume. So I was still pretty early in my journey. I feel like I'm much more equipped now. So it's going to be a different story.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been learning. You've been taking notes all year long.
I'm still the underdog, though. I know Norma G was in this chat earlier, and they're Team Kurt, but everybody on the live on Friday thought H was ahead of me and that this was H's plant. So, yeah, I still have that underdog goal.
I liked how you guys did it too. You put that one, like you were on the one side and H was on the other side, and it was like you switched the plants. So it was almost like you just assumed that the one in front of you was your plant.
Yeah, right? And I knew, that's why I was playing it up. I knew what the crowd was going to say. It makes sense, right? You know, if I was a bet, you know, an odds creator on a betting site, I would probably make him the favorite too. So,
well, I mean, he did go to college for this, so I mean,
exactly.
But I feel like he's been teaching you a lot of stuff, and sometimes the student becomes the teacher in the end, right?
Yeah, that's one thing you can count on with H. Like if he gives you some sort of advice, it's probably worth doing. And I'd say most of my struggles at the beginning of my grow were just from being lazy. because he taught me exactly how to do it from day one, and I was just trying to cut corners when I could. Like a little bit of self-doubt that I could actually do it, so I didn't want to invest everything until I had a good grow, but it's like that's counterintuitive itself, right? If you're not putting everything that needs to be in the grow into it, you're not going to get that good result, which then reinforces, that this is going to be something you want to do. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So does that mean you've upgraded your grow space?
Yeah, I got a pretty much a commercial light. I've got this room at the back of my garage that I used to have a tent in, but it's pretty much perfect to actually have a fully enclosed grow space in. So now it's just a constant grow cycle. I've always got like 3 or 4 in veg, and then once there's space downstairs, I'll flip them and just perpetually kind of growing right now, which is, again, not ideal because different nutrient mixes are better for different times. But I mean, yeah,
What are you using for nutrients?
Seems to be working.
Right now I'm using Canna. I think I'm going to be trying some Athena next. So just always kind of recommend those reputable brands that have been around for a while, the 2-part solutions like Canna, Athena, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you ever want to do like an organic grow, Black Swallow is kind of local to both of us.
Okay.
They're like a local like dry amendment company, and like I get it from my grow store, which you guys have been there multiple times, and she really pushes that nutrient. So finally I listened to her and bought it, and it's good stuff. So
indoor
if you
garden.
do an organic grow, they're local. They're kind of like in between the two of us.
Yeah. No, that's that's awesome. I did start in soil and had some pest issues, so I did not enjoy that experience whatsoever. And I found cocoa. I have not had that issue since, just because there's not as much for the bugs to really consume and thrive off of. So for now, I think I'll probably stick with cocoa. H is a big guy for the Fox Farms and Pro Mix, stuff like that. But he's thinking about, he just knows it's a whole different ball game, right? He's expecting his first kid pretty soon, so it's he doesn't have a ton of time to mess around. So
oh, congratulations! Oh
yeah,
goodness,
that's so exciting.
Yeah.
He's never gonna sleep again.
No, I said we gotta focus on BudTrainer even after the kid's here, but no, he'll still do well. He'll be a good dad. The kid's gonna be he's gonna be smart, I'm sure. He or she actually, I think they would find out. Anyways, so it'll be good. We're excited about a lot of things here at BudTrainer for this year, and bud cups and babies. So there you go.
Bud cups and babies.
That's funny. Now it makes sense why he goes to bed so early. I get it. He's trying to get it in while he can.
I'm impressed by it because I am such a sucker for the video games lately. I know Northern Scrogger's been getting into it with me as well. He's been playing a lot, and it'll be like 9-10 o'clock, and we start playing that, and then all of a sudden it's midnight, and then I wake up and I'm in a bad mood and don't want to go to work right away. And it's I commend him for doing it. I don't have that discipline, and that's why.
What game is it that you're playing?
We're playing Call of Duty right now. I used to just play mostly the sports games too, so I play a lot of NHL and Madden and some golf.
I just picked up the Hogwarts school, the new Harry Potter one for the PS5. That's how cool I am.
My wife is addicted to that. I got it to try out. I'm not really one of those story mode type gamers. Like, I like competing against other people more. But she I think she did like 2 or 3 lives with different houses and just kept repeating the game. And she surpassed me within a couple days. So I mean, it's a great relationship between cannabis consumption and video games. It's gone on for decades now. So
absolutely,
there's something there.
Little Bunny's a bit of a Call of Duty gamer too. You guys should meet up.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said I know
Really?
Bunny's a little bit of a Call of Duty gamer as well. I said you guys should meet up
I
and battle
haven't-
it out.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
haven't played in a while, but yeah, I used to play all the time.
Yeah, it's addictive.
When the kids would let me.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
playing
you
the
gotta
new
look out for the kids on there. It's always the 12 to 16-year-olds that are the best too. Their
And they're
vision's too
mouthy.
good. Their reaction time's too good. I'm
Oh,
just gonna
yeah.
put this away real quick. That's it.
Yeah, the teenagers. I've never heard my son swear so much in my life until I walked in on him while he was playing video games one time. And my husband caught him and he goes, "What game are you playing?" Like he was like angry. And I said, "What? You're playing chess and you got that angry?"
Yeah.
You want a piece of me?
Isn't chess supposed to be about patience? Chess is kind of like growing weed, I think.
What's that?
I said chess is kind of like growing weed, I think. It's like you got to be patient and strategic.
Mm-hmm.
Are you battling
Yeah.
against the plant?
Am
The
I?
plant's the opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
What's your favorite
Exactly.
part about growing, Kurt?
I mean, I just really like, the flip to flower stage, because by then it's like I've set up this big wide canopy and then I get to just see it start take off. I'm
Yeah.
really impatient when I pop seeds. Like I want to start topping and training it right away. So yeah, that's probably when it starts to get really fun for me, when I start counting how many top coals I'm going to be getting. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like 2 weeks of like the unknown sometimes, because I've had a couple herms and some males lately. So it's just like that's even more devastating when you've done all the training to have a plant do that to you. And it is what it is now. I've gotten good enough at growing that I've got a stockpile that, if I mess up a grow or two, it'll be fine. But
Yeah, this is where you can experiment and kind of like learn your craft, is when you get that bit of a stockpile.
yeah.
That's
No,
what I
I
always tell
remember-
people, like build up your stockpile, and then once you get like a couple bags ahead, then you can start messing with everything. And then if you break some stuff or you kill a couple plants, like that sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You're not counting on that.
There's the stages to like home growing. It's like when you first start, you're buying weed while you're waiting on this thing to flower, and then your first harvest doesn't last until your next harvest, so you're going like back and forth to buying weed, and then you're finally like just self-sustaining, but you got to be like conservative with how much you're using up, and then you hit that peak where it's just like, okay, now I can start messing around with edibles or extraction, like all that
That's
stuff.
the minute that your joints go from like regular size to like you're smoking like two gram joints every single time now. All of a sudden you're just like,
Yeah.
I got so much, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
I dropped my grinder right before we started this, and I didn't even blink an eye. I was like, well, it's okay, I'll figure it out.
Grab some more.
Get the vacuum out.
Yeah, I pulled out the vacuum instead of the broom and the dustpan like I used to in college.
More weed.
Yeah. Back in the day, I would have been smoking that mixed with the dust just to get by.
Oh yeah.
Well, how are you gonna put a post
just
out?
did a reel about that, and Heaven's on the ground, and she's picking up all these little bits, and he's standing there with a vacuum, like, we've got lots, it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good weed, and she's cleaning it up, and I'm like, we've all smoked floor weed once in our life, at least.
Was it you? Was it you, Mama, that was saying put the pantyhose over the vacuum and suck it up, so that instead of sucking it up, it sticks to the pantyhose?
Oh. No, that was
That's
not me.
very
But that
smart.
sounds like me.
Oh.
Sounds like something I would have said.
Somebody, maybe it was a comment that I read or something. They said just put a piece of pantyhose or something over it, and then suck it up like you normally would, but it doesn't get sucked up. It sticks to the pantyhose, and then you just put it back on your fucking tray.
Yeah, and then you're not, not getting little bits of pet hair and whatnot. It
Yeah,
happens.
as long as your floors are somewhat clean to begin with.
I mean, there's certain floors, if I dropped weed on, I would just go, well, it's there and walk away from it. But my own floor, I would pick it up and still smoke it. It's good
Yeah.
weed. I grew that. Why would I just throw it away?
Exactly.
There's times I've dropped weed. I'm like, I'll just break up this a little bit and smoke this, and then I'll clean that up later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garage door.
What's your favorite way to consume, Kurt?
I've never graduated away from bongs. I just find that's the most efficient way to get where I'm trying to go. I do love edibles. I've had some that are just so good that making them at home, I'm not quite as good as them. And I don't understand what I'm doing wrong sometimes, because I feel like I follow the steps perfectly, but my consistency is all over the map. Sometimes they're way too strong. Sometimes my last batch, I need to take 3 or 4. I don't really feel anything. Then all of a sudden I'll fall asleep and I'm passed out for the night. So it's just like, yeah.
It's nothing worse than waking up still high. You wake up and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Good edibles.
Yeah, no, I like edibles though, because it's just like, it's relaxing. You just have them and then you forget about them, and then all of a sudden it hits you and you're like, okay, that's good stuff.
Yeah, all of a sudden the movie just got real good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I just constantly moving and going. It's hard to really get into movies lately unless, I'm really obsessed with the storyline. But, with the help of cannabis, you can make anything pretty interesting. So.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
it's crazy. We just got a new software to help us track some content so that we can search it and pull it up later. And we're doing all these tags based on, whatever content we shot. And I was actually having fun tagging these things. Like, it felt like a game after a little while, like a matching game. And I was just like, a good task to do while you're consuming as well. So
I gotta get some of that weed.
I always say it makes the most mundane things better. Like, vacuuming high is the best thing ever. It's just, you got the white noise, you got the satisfaction of the lines when you're done. You can see the clean. It's so satisfying on so many levels. And if you could throw an edible in there on top of that, oh boy.
Yeah. No, I think if you go into it with a to-do list already created, that's a good mix. But, I've definitely had to manage that, trying to run a business, and I'm a real estate agent as well. So obviously that stuff I don't overlap with cannabis consumption, but just balancing the stuff that you can do and the stuff that you shouldn't do has been back and forth for me over my career.
Yeah. But that's the learning game. It's just learning your tolerance, learning what's good for you, learning what's not good for you. I know if I have some content that I need to do, I'm popping some edibles and I'm playing on my phone all night, and you never know what I'm going to come up with, right? It's my creative. I mean, Organics here, he's the one that gets it most of the time.
That's what she said.
I'm the only guy in homegrown, so I just get picked on by both of them all the time.
Oh, I've made him a unicorn and a doormat. What else have I made you?
A pirate. You got a bit of pirate ones.
Yeah.
No, it's an interesting substance, right? Like, it takes so long to, build up your tolerance and really enjoy some of the more subtle effects of it. Like, I know a lot of people who say like they couldn't smoke weed as much as I do, or replace their alcohol, habits with weed. And I'm just like, well, I don't know if you've maybe given it a chance or maybe had the right guide in how you're doing it. I remember the first couple years of me consuming, it was like, very huge range of experiences, right? Sometimes I'd smoke weed that made me feel alert, made me feel like I wanted to do things. And then other times I'd have stuff that was maybe a bit too potent for me. I'd get like crazy paranoia and, get really stuck in my head and stuff like that. And if you have, more of those experiences than the positive ones, you give up on it a bit earlier. But it's like, wine, like, you're not going to be able to distinguish good and bad wine right away. It takes time to
it's all the
figure out.
same at the start.
So
I think that comes also with like obviously experience of consuming, but with us all being growers too, and now we've kind of figured out with the experience of consuming it, we've all figured out what we like.
Yeah.
Now we can grow what we like. So now it's like, okay, now I don't have to experience all these like weird strains that I already know I'm not fond of. I just don't know what they are. But now it's like you find that strain that you really like, or the types of strains you like, and you can just grow them all the time, and you always get shit that you like, no matter what.
That's the biggest reason, like, for me, like, why I don't really want to go to a dispensary is because, I mean, they're not going to be. LA Confidential is my go-to. Like 90% of the time, I'm probably smoking that, and it's just like, thinking about running out of that, I can't even imagine. Right, it's that one that just mellows me out. Makes me feel calm. Like I can smoke like heavier sativas, get a little paranoid, and as soon as I have LA Confidential, I'm right back down to the baseline.
Who's the genetics on the LA Confidential?
Sorry, say again?
Who's the genetics on that one?
I got this one from Sonoma Seeds. The parents of LA are like an Affy and I forget the other one. Like an Afghan.
It was one of the first strains I ever did outside. Was LA Confidential.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And like this thing just got monsters, and it was Sonoma. It was Sonoma.
Sonoma Seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're out in BC actually. I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, see, Sonoma is Sonoma, and then Sunwest Genetics and Crop King. They're all the same company.
Yeah.
So some of them are based out in BC. Some of them are in like Sunwest is out in California, but they're still part of that company.
Oh, okay.
So there's a few of them, and some of them are. I think the head office is in one spot, but there's different locations for the different names, I guess. But it's all one company.
Yeah.
So that Strawberry Cough is the same company.
Yes, that's what I'm smoking on tonight.
Yes.
Ganix was nice enough to send some up to me here, so I sent him the seeds like ages ago, and he grew it and sent me some bud, so it worked out perfectly.
No, it's that's another thing that just seems to bother me lately is all those rules that we have to face with this stuff. Like, I have a medical license to grow mine. I'm not really allowed to share that because it's that extra allowance, on top of recreational stuff. And it's just all that red tape's frustrating. I feel for all the people.
You're allowed to gift with your medical license. You're allowed to gift.
Are you?
You're allowed to gift.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were allowed to gift.
Well, cool. Good for us at least. I'm still waiting on
I have mine
US
as well.
Yeah. That US federal legalization would be great anytime soon.
Yeah. But here in Canada, you're allowed to gift.
I did not know that. What about Quebec, where you're not allowed to grow your own,
and Manitoba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Quebec
you could still
to
give people homegrown cannabis in those provinces.
I'm pretty sure you're allowed to consume it. You're just not allowed to grow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely consume it. I just meant since you can't legally grow at home in Quebec, I wonder if they only allowed you to have LP weed.
No, because they can still get medical. They can still get the medical, and it's the exact same because that's federal. That cool. It's federal. It's of Canada, not of province. So their medical.
So they can grow medically out there. They just can't grow recreationally.
That's right. They don't have the freedom like the rest of the country. So everybody in Canada is allowed to grow 4 plants. You're allowed to have 4 plants recreationally. Every household's allowed 4. And in Quebec and Manitoba, that's not allowed. So for some reason, because the government left it up to them to figure it out, and they chose no. So now it's going through court and all of that.
And the medical side is like Health Canada.
Health Canada, that's right. Yeah.
So it's countrywide. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, so that's when you're medical, it's federal. So yeah, but you are allowed to gift. You can't profit off of it, but I can give a little bag to my mother-in-law and say, here, have a good night. Have a good sleep on me.
I like how you
we'd
said
all like
that.
to give.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think we'd all love to give weed to our mother-in-laws once in a while.
Right? You got to
Take
get
two
real
of
good
these
at the
and
edibles.
chill out.
You got to get real good at the edibles.
Yeah. Yes. So, I take it your LA Confidential is your favorite strain that you've grown so far.
As far as like aesthetically, I just grew this black bud a couple months ago, and it was like completely purple, and it's got like a very perfumey like terp profile. So that was probably one of my favorites to grow. Just I've never seen something so purple like that. It's ridiculous. It's like it looks like Barney purple, and the whole buds are like that. Yeah.
It's like
sounds like my purple kush. My purple kush was like that. Lost the mom, unfortunately, but yeah, that one, it starts off and you can see it going purple from the inside out as the buds are coming out. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, I can. Then I did a comparison too. I ground that up, those buds, and I ground up my other weed, and I put them next to each other just so you could see the comparison. And it was like black and green. It was amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull this up for you real quick. I have
show and tell. Yes, I like that.
Love show and tell.
Yeah.
Growing pink kush just for my mom. Nice.
Look at how purple this is.
Shane grows your mama weed.
Your mama weed.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Oh, beautiful. Here, do the hand thing.
That's crazy.
Do the hand thing and it'll focus. Yeah.
So just
look at that.
So purple.
It's dark. So dark.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But as far as my favorite plant individually, other than that goes, I just grew this LA and I did a full main line.
Oh,
and look at that stalk. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's like an antler.
You need to mount that.
Yeah. I kind of want to put it in like epoxy or something. Make like some sort of stand. But this thing was crazy. Cool. It had it yielded like 5.5 ounces, and the tops like were so symmetrical from that mainline method. It's crazy. Took a little bit longer in veg, but I mean the stock structure's cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna hang on to that.
Well, that's
one thing I
what
haven't
we were
done.
talking about earlier, though. You need weed to grow weed, right? So now you can play, right? You've got your stockpile, right? That's Pigeons 420 said that right from the get-go. You need weed to grow weed because your first couple, you're just, hammering it out, trying to get that supply. And now you've got that. So now you can start playing and doing cool things. And it took an extra couple weeks of veg, but look at this. Isn't this amazing?
Well, now it's about like perfecting your craft because like you guys are bud trainers. So I mean, obviously you're going to be in there like training the hell out of these plants.
Yeah.
So now this is your chance to get in there and really like show the world what these things can really do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's exciting. For home growers especially, to be able to do something like more hands-on with their plants. Like I know before I started training them, I spent a lot of time just staring at them, being so proud of them and stuff like that. So it's fun to test the limits of the plants. And I think in general, the plant training side of cannabis is, just a really cool niche that's picking up steam. You look at a guy like the Northern Scrogger, and he's getting nominated for awards at MJ BizCon, and he obviously has a very unique training style. So it's cool to see some of the creativity of people using our products and even just some of the other styles that our products can fit into, right? So like Troy implemented bud clips on his scrog for the first time last scrog school, and he had never had that, ever, and he'd been scrogging for years, right? So it's cool to see him incorporate that and kind of up his technique a little bit as well.
Oh my goodness, Troy is amazing. He's such a wonderful photographer as well. Like when he gets those pictures, from underneath with the living soil, like, oh my goodness, just gorgeous. And then you watch him
He's
at
got one
his
of those,
frog
like,
school, and he's just, chilling.
But he's got
Chilling
one of
like a
those kind of
villain.
like dream grow rooms, you know what I mean? Like when you look at his room, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, when I say I have a room off my
Someday.
garage, it's nothing like that room. And he's been at it for a long time, right? Like I wonder how long he's actually been building up that room piece by piece, right? But he's got everything dialed in. So
He told us one time he was a little tyke. Just
No
a little
way.
guy. He was
He
just
was
a
he
little
was a
guy.
little guy when he found his parents' grow room.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
right.
then
Yeah, because his mom
And then they
taught him how
tore
to
it all down. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mama Scrum. Yeah, then they tore it all down, and then when he was a little older, they brought it back. But then they were like,
Get in here, kid. You're gonna clean now.
so they made him just like his job was he was like the apprentice of the family, right? He just all his job was to go in there every day and just like mop the floors and wash the walls and just like the stupid shit that none of us want to do, but it's probably one of the most important things to do.
To do, yes, for sure.
You know, so that was him.
That's some pretty cool parents, because I know my experience with my parents was not like that when it came to weed. It was quite the opposite, actually. And I was actually very scared to even experiment with that in high school. Like I think I smoked one time in grade 10, and then I didn't really pick it up again until at the end of grade 12. And it was a lot of, my parents trying to freak me out about it, and teachers saying things that don't appear to be as true as they seem to be.
We were all
brainwashed with the egg in it.
Yeah.
We were
This
all
is your brain
brainwashed,
on
though.
drugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you told your parents, like when your parents found out that you actually you weren't just
testing the waters with it anymore? You were actually a consumer. You actually now do this.
Have you told them?
I
know?
jumped in with both feet. It's like as soon as I got into university and my acceptance was kind of firmed up, I started smoking every day, and then I've maybe been, had a couple tolerance breaks in the last 12 years or so. Before I met my wife, I went a month without smoking because I didn't really like where I was at with my career, my life, and I just didn't really have a vision for what I wanted to do. And I kept telling myself weed's probably the problem, and convince myself that.
That's your parents' influence coming in, right? That's what's hanging over your head.
Teachers, the commercials that were on TV, all of it.
Yeah. So I had this pump up moment where I got fired from the job that I was at. I drove. This was crazy. So the job was in Toronto. I live in Waterloo, which is about an hour drive. That night that I got fired, I was driving home, calling my dad, my mom, and just venting. This job was kind of new for the company, and it ended up not being something they wanted to pursue. And I was really working hard at it, and I thought I was making progress. And then all of a sudden, they just cut ties with me. So I'm just screaming at the phone, driving 2 hands on the wheel, probably driving the speed limit, but I'm just not physically present or mentally present.
Yeah.
And I ended up in London. So finally I'm talking to my dad, and I'm like, I swear, I should have seen my exit by now. And he's like, okay, we'll pull over, put it in your GPS just to see where you're at. And then it said you have to turn around and you have an hour drive still. And I'm like, oh my God. So I went home. I got my bong. I fucking threw it into the back forest, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'm gonna get my stuff together. Didn't really work out like that. Started getting back into it again, and had lots of successes since then. So it's just okay, weed probably wasn't the problem. It was probably my underlying habits and other stuff. So.
Well, yeah, weed's usually not the problem. It's just something that can be blamed, right?
Yeah.
So, we're slowly learning this. I mean, the amount of brainwashing that's happened is unbelievable. Like some of the things that I've experienced. I grew up in the 80s, like it's just as bad as cocaine. Well, no, it's not. It's not at all.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what my experience was like growing up. Like I put it in the same realm as like magic mushrooms, and like if you were gonna smoke weed, you know, it was a slippery slope to cocaine and stuff like that. And
yeah, because everybody says it's the gateway drug.
Yeah.
Gateway to gardening.
Yeah, I mean it's a tool, right? So as long as you use it and for a purpose, and you know what you're doing, and you can use it. It wouldn't be good to use any approved medicine constantly for recreational purposes or stuff like that, but shouldn't be banned or stop people from using it for good reasons.
Yeah, they couldn't figure out how to monetize it. I think that's how it is. So they're like, well, we'll just ban it. Well, that didn't work out so well, did it?
Yeah. No, people are very
well, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
I wish I could hear those cut-ins a bit better, but they look hilarious.
Like they hear
it? Yeah. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, no, I've had a good experience with it. I've had a journey to get to where I feel like I've had a good experience with it, but I wouldn't trade lives with somebody who's addicted to cocaine. So
right. It's because it's not the same. It's not the same. But the more we talk about it, the more we'll be able to break the stigma. Like I said, handing the bong over to grandma sitting at the table after Thanksgiving. Well, guess what? I've done that. I've done it. I've convinced her. She now.
Yep.
Just keep talking, and they'll listen. They'll eventually listen. So.
Well, like I used to smoke with my dad when I was like 16 years old or 15 years old, but my mom didn't smoke, and she was the parent that was like, no, it's bad. Like it's gonna ruin your life. I dropped out of school, and at that time she was like, it's because of weed. I'm like, oh no, it's just because I didn't like school. It had nothing to do with the weed. I was gonna smoke weed whether I was there or not. I just didn't like school at that time. And then I started smoking with my dad, and it was like, she didn't know that my dad smoked, and she didn't know that I was smoking with my dad. And it was just this crazy thing. And then all of a sudden one day she was just like,
all the men in her life have to lie to her because they were going to do it anyway. And they all had to lie to her. Who did that?
Exactly.
Help nobody. Taught you guys how to be good liars to your mom. And that's just not nice.
Well, nobody wants to lie to their mom, but nobody wants to get in trouble every day either. Back then, I was already smoking every day.
Right?
I remember in grade 12, right before an exam, I went to a buddy's house and was smoking up. At that time, like, already had my acceptance and I was full blown into smoking weed, but had never gotten caught yet by my parents. And so I come home from this buddy's place, and my bedroom was in the basement. So my goal was like, put my head down, go right to the basement. Don't even say goodnight. Just like, blah, blah, blah. My mom stops me. She goes, oh, like, are you ready for your exam tomorrow? And then I look back at her. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And she goes, come here. And I'm like, what? What? She goes, are you high? And I'm like, excuse me? You think I would get high the night before an exam? And I just turned around and walked downstairs. So I didn't lie to her per se, but I implied that no, I hadn't.
Steered the conversation in a different
direction. Was good. That was good thinking.
That was great.
Funny though.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
Well, see, hopefully next generation doesn't have to lie to their mom that much anymore. I'm sure some will have to, but let's hope the narrative starts getting changed here a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I still struggle being in social settings, like as one of the minority right now who's smoking. A lot of my friend group doesn't do it as much as I do, and not that I care necessarily what my closest friends think, but you know, being the only person who kind of smells like weed is still, you know, in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't really want to be pissing anybody off. Maybe that's the extra empathy you get from smoking weed. You're just thinking about other people's feelings the whole time too. But
right?
Yeah. Well, I
It's
can
like being
remember
the only
we
smoker. It's like being the only
were going
smoker
to.
in the crowd. You know, you're singled out, right? It's the
Oh
same
yeah.
feeling. But I guarantee
Yeah.
you, if you showed up to a party with like 12 already rolled dubs and you just started handing them out.
See,
You'd
I
meet your crowd.
always come with a couple extra rolled, and I get some people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely do it," and then when the time comes, they're just crickets, MIA. So, yeah, I don't know, and if they're just if they think that it's going to be the same experience they had back in high school, and they just haven't done it a lot since then. But yeah, I think a lot of people are missing out. I mean, the state of the world, everybody seems pretty, you know, high stressed for the most part, and I think if we all just, you know, relaxed and maybe not consume cannabis, but at least practice some of the things that cannabis smokers practice, and that's, you know, relaxing and taking a step back and getting a better perspective.
Well, in Canada, it was deemed an essential service. There's a reason.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I know, like a lot of us have younger kids too, right? So I feel like our next generation, the kids are coming from like parents like us, where weed isn't bad, growing isn't bad. We like it. My kid has seen weed plants since he was 5. So, like he used to help me in the garden when he was a little kid. He would help me water and stuff like that. So I mean, I feel like the next generation that's gonna come up is gonna be very, very like. I think it's gonna be very weed friendly. Like the whole. What's that?
More acceptable.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll be less smoke related products though too, right? Like some cannabis, more edibles or pills or something like that, where you know, you're not necessarily damaging the lungs as much as, you know, as much as I don't want to believe that's happening with weed, but you know, obviously it's not great to inhale smoke all the time either.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like we've learned so much over, say since like 2018 when it went legal. I feel like we as a society have learned so much. So by the time our kids are growing up to, you know, in their 20s, and they're experimenting, and there's going to be so many new things that we haven't even thought of. You know, I never thought that I would be at home making edible like gummies and stuff like that. I never thought, like, I buy them. I never thought that I would be out home making them, and I do. You know, or like RSO, or like people that are using the dab press, and now everybody's dabbing, and like there's so many new things that are just flooding the market. So I feel like by the time our kids are grown, there's going to be a million other ways to consume it.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't become commoditized size like corn or something like that, where you just have like, you don't have that care of the craft grower put into the products, right? So
yeah,
I think you can get away with that if you're doing extracts and products like that. You can, you know, start to take away from some of the higher quality stuff that we can do at home. So
I still feel there'll be that group though. I still feel like there's going to be that group of people that are like us, that really take pride in like what your flowers actually look like, what they smell like, what they taste like. Like, I don't think that'll ever go away. It might die. It might die down, but it'll never go away.
Yeah. No, I need to figure out a way to break my perpetual cycle of growing, because it's getting exhausting trying to juggle all this stuff. But yeah, I just find myself popping seeds all the time for no reason.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, we're coming up to the hour here, Kurt. We're trying to rein ourselves in here, if you can imagine that.
Yeah. I'm used to H, so he never stops talking. So I like having deadlines.
Why don't you give us a little update on what's new for BudTrainer and how to get a hold of you guys and all of that good stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So I'd say if you're gonna go to do anything, would be join our Friday lives at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Right now, we're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. We're using the same program I think you guys are using in StreamYard. So they have a cool giveaways tool on that, and we like to reward the people that are most involved with us and are coming to those lives. So we're going to be doing more giveaways on there. So YouTube, X, and Facebook is where you can actually win. Instagram, for some reason, they can't pull the comments over. So check us out there. We just got a new team member, Raul, who's going to be helping us with some of the video stuff. He's got a more professional background in that type of stuff. So we're going to be kind of revamping the BudTrainer method articles and videos with super, super high quality footage from him. And making videos that are gonna, be super easy to consume and last a long time. That's budtrainer.com. There, we just added the banners and the T-shirts recently into the Shop All tab. If you go to the Learn tab, though, if you don't like video as much, we have all our articles there, from everything from like germinating seeds to low stress training, autoflowers to the full BudTrainer method. Curing tips. These are all written by H based on the information that he got at Niagara College. And actually, this Friday, we've got a cool guest. We've got H's teacher from Niagara College coming onto our live.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
So we've got a lot. We have a couple people call him like the sensei now and all that stuff. So we've got like the master of, the sensei coming on to the show. So we're going to ask her some stuff about her experience with home growing, because she's not only a scientist and an educator in the space for commercial, but she's a home grower as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, super excited about that. We're going to be trying to get a guest booked every Friday as well, just to give people some insights into the commercial world, the educational world, and then just some other businesses that we think are doing cool stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
You need to get the inside scoop about H. What kind of student he was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was he the class clown? You got to get all this info from
that will be covered. I'll have to ask that a little bit into the conversation, so she's nice and comfortable and relaxed, and will give us the good details. But I have a feeling that he was probably a pretty good student, probably a teacher's pet. I can't imagine he was causing too much of a ruckus, just based on my experience with him.
Yeah.
And tell us again when that is at.
That's every Friday at 4 p.m. So if you can't make it, we understand. Like for out west, it's 1 o'clock, middle of the workday, and even 4 o'clock Eastern time. It's kind of during rush hour, trying to get home. So those are recorded and put on later. And if you're going to be there live, you'll have a chance to win something. You'll have a chance to contribute questions if you want to ask anything like that. So again, I would suggest going to YouTube, X, or Facebook to do that.
Thanks.
And your BudTrainer on everything?
The BudTrainer on X, BudTrainer on everything else, and we're working on getting everything nice and easy. So,
nice.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm sure we'll have you back again.
Absolutely.
I think you've been back for 3 now, too. I think this is your 3rd time here.
We'll have to get you guys on a live pretty soon in the next little bit, if you can make the earlier Friday times.
Well,
I can do 4.
I can. I'm a stay-at-home plant mom, so I have a little bit more flexible schedule. So
perfect.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love that. I absolutely love that. Oh my goodness, what a fun night.
It was.
The Three Amigos!
Oh no. Okay.
That's for Friday night. You gotta get us on Friday.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like that rule.
Yep.
He might
Friday.
forget.
That's a Friday after the smoke sesh.
That's after
You
the
can't
smoke
handle the truth.
After.
So everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Oh my goodness, it was so
thank you.
fun. And Friday we have Grow Me Gardens. So get those legs, those ladies all cleaned up, get those legs shaved. And we want to see what you guys have going on Friday.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Aw,
I'll see
thanks,
them all.
guys.
Babies, medium, big ones.
We want to see it all.
Everything.
Then we gotta, what do we gotta do? Like, subscribe, Bunny. What's our?
So don't forget to like, subscribe, I guess share. I think that's what it is. Yeah, like, subscribe, share. And thank you guys all for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, it's been so fun. Thank you. And we'll see you guys on Friday.
Yeah, see you all Friday.
Smoking in the morning, smoking in the evening, smoking when I want to, smoking at the beach now. I'm from California, we grow it every season. Our plants we need to